So let's close out with our dream scenario. So for me, it's the Islanders get out of both the Lee and Peugeot deals, and they acquire a top line caliber winger. And I put 4 names in there. Ooh. From like highest of highs to like lowest of what I would still consider a dream scenario and not like a settling. The likely was my settle, which was like a Declare and a DeBrincat option. Not DeBrincat, a DeBrusque, excuse me. Marner, Nietzsche's, Ehlers, Line is my 4 names that are in the dream scenario, from highest, which would be Marner, to Line, which would be the lower of that tier.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I like all of those names, obviously.
And then bring back Mike Riley, and maybe you're adding like a third line option. Like Jordan Martinook's a name I bring up often, like someone like that to play in your bottom 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. Martinook would be a good bottom 6 addition, I think. And he brings that physicality that you're looking for as well, right? So
yeah, physicality, good penalty killer. Their penalty kill was awful last year. Not anything flashy. I think, what's he going to sign for $3 million for 3 years, something like that, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, my God, that's not going to be much. For me, I kind of went the same way in terms of moving away from Lee and Peugeot. So I send Lee to Chicago for a second. That might be an overpay, but whatever. It's just to get that $7 million off the books.
Yep.
And then I make a trade with Columbus. I'm not entirely sure the value. I think there's a third piece that needs to be added here. But Wahlstrom, Peugeot, and maybe a third piece for Patrick Laine.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, to me, that's my dream scenario, is getting a motivated, ready to play, fully healthy, and in more ways than one, Patrick Laine on this top line would be monumental. And then you spend money on Marchessault. I know that I said I want to get young, but we're getting young here with Laine. We got a little bit older with Marchessault, but you put Marchessault, Brock Nelson, and Kyle Palmieri together on that second line.
They're going to score a lot of goals.
That could score a lot of goals. That could be a real big problem. And then that opens up our top line maybe just a bit more, because you have to respect that second line so much. Again, remember, dream scenario here. Like, this is un rêve en couleur. And then in terms of the defense, my lines would be Laine, Bo, Barzal, Marchie, Nelson, Palms, Engvall, Zizekas, Holmstrom. And then I did, like you said, with the fourth line of Fashion, McLean, and Tsiplikov. And the reason that's a dream scenario is that it works out for Tsiplikov. He comes by and he is the player. His ceiling is exactly what we think his ceiling should be.
The new Cal Clutterbuck.
Exactly. Right. Not the flightest of foot, not the fastest skater, but a hell of a shot and massively physical, and has a presence. So he fits. So great. On defense, I had a really hard time here because, Mike Riley. But I just freed up like $13 million worth of money. I'll re-sign Marchessault to the same amount that Peugeot's gone out. Line A is how much? 8 something, right?
Yeah. Did you retain any?
No.
Okay.
Retain nothing on Lee. So we're down by maybe 1.5 in this situation. We still have some money to spend. I look at the free agent market and I keep going back to Eric Gustafsson. Eric Gustafsson would be an upgrade over Mike Riley. I like Mike Riley. I want to keep Mike Riley. If I have Mike Riley, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I won't complain. But Eric Gustafsson, this is, of course, assuming he wants to play for us after we didn't allow him to play for us when he was here. But 31 points as a 32-year-old. We know he can play on the power play. We know he can play like 16 minutes a night. He was making $825. You can toss whatever you wanted at Mike Riley plus some for him for a couple of years, and I would not mind that whatsoever.
Gustafsson's a couple years older than Mike Riley. That's the only pitfall. But Gustafsson had a great year. 31 points, 76 games played, averaged 17-24 ice time. Would be a good third pair option who can skate and skate very well.
Exactly. That's just it. This is firmly, if I can find an upgrade from Mike Riley, it would be Eric Gustafsson. But Mike Riley is already a massive upgrade over whatever we had beforehand. So
yeah,
already dream scenario-ish would be Mike Riley,
That's
which
fair.
we already have.
Right. So you'd be good with bringing back Mike Riley, but if not, Gustafsson as a slight upgrade.
I think that's the one. Like, if Oliver Shillington is free and we can somehow work that out, let us do that, please. I'm not sure how much it would cost, but he's so good. And he's only 27 years old. I'm not sure when his birth date is. Maybe I could just click on his name here. May 19th. So he's not going to turn 28 till the end of the year.
Okay.
That's the type of player where you're going, all right, here we go. Although I think Calgary obviously wants to keep him for all the reasons I just listed out. So yeah, that would be ideal. I just think that that's reaching too far in my dream scenario.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that, but he would be a really nice ad.
Yeah. Last thing, dream scenario, Ilya Sorokin stops 92% of the pucks he faces, ish, rounded up.
Yeah, of course.
Because that changes so much for us.
Right.
In any scenario, in a good way.
But for off season, like goalie stays the same, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorokin and Varley stay, and Sorokin returns to form.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Please. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So I think we both settled on something is likely going to happen. We're just waiting to see how big of a move it's going to end up being.
Yeah, it's clear that Lou Lamoriello has a few like sticks on the fire, if you will.
Yeah.
And he's just, I assume, figuring out which one works best, as if he can like dictate whatever he wants. But he's trying a couple of things, I would imagine, and just see whichever one he can actually get done. If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.